Hello channel viewers, I am DS Psychologist and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In a previously released episode, we talked about how to identify cognitive functions in teachers. So this episode is specifically dedicated to talk about the ENTJ teacher. So I am going to give the viewers additional information, additional notes on the ENTJ as a teacher.
Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson.
Given that the ENTJ is a TE dom, you are going to get a lot of TE when the ENTJ teaches. How is TE manifested? First, the ENTJ is going to be very focused on teaching itself. So what this means is that they are going to be very focused on delivering content and only content. So any sidetracks may be to make the environment more lively. The ENTJ may sidetrack a bit, but most of the time, the ENTJ is very focused on delivering content. Often, very little time is devoted to making the students feel good about themselves. The ENTJ is very bad at creating hype, so expect little or even no hype. So you will never get this like, hey, I see that all of you are very sleepy. Stand up, let's do some exercise first. The ENTJ will never resort to this. So another manifestation of TE is in time management. The ENTJ is going to be very punctual for class. The ENTJ is also going to be very conscious of time during class. He will remember to release the class for a break if it is a very long lecture. The ENTJ is also going to dismiss the class in time. So the ESTJ is also a TE dom. So how is the ENTJ different from the ESTJ as a teacher? First of all, because the ENTJ has NI as the auxiliary function, the ENTJ is much better at teaching very loose and fragmented subjects. So in psychology, some subjects are really very loose and fragmented. The ENTJ is able to beef up the information. They are also able to connect all the different topics together into a coherent whole. Whole. Because NI has this special power of connecting the dots and making sense of chaos, the ENTJ is going to be able to help the students to make sense of a topic that is very confusing. NI may also manifest itself in very strange ways. While the ENTJ is generally very pragmatic and professional, the ENTJ can also be very humorous. It all depends. So depending on the group that we are teaching, the ENTJ can actually morph into a different individual. So the ENTJ teaching a group of young children can become really animated. The ENTJ teaching a more adult class may also sometimes crack jokes that may be inappropriate for a younger crowd. While the ENTJ is very focused on content delivery, sometimes it really depends. With very young students ranging from between 5 to 9 years old, or with adult students, adult learners, the ENTJ can actually go from instructional to conversational. This is especially true when the ENTJ is teaching children. The ENTJ can go into a more conversational mode, talking to the child and teaching in the process. How does this all work? It's all due to NI. The NI finds the flow, finds the correct rhythm, and goes by that pace. Tapping into NI, the ENTJ can find the most appropriate way to deliver his or her lessons. However, an ENTJ caught in NI can get lost in the flow. They might be cracking a joke that might be offensive to some students, but they are unaware of it. So the best thing for the ENTJ to do is still to remain professional and pragmatic. So besides being professional, the ENTJ teacher is also very likely to be very objective. So this objectivity comes in two different ways. First, the ENTJ teacher is going to treat every student the same. So while marking scripts, the ENTJ is also going to be very objective. Personally, I do not enjoy failing any students. But if as a student you did not submit work that is up to any standard, then I have no choice but to fail you. Because the ENTJ has SI as the blind spot, sometimes the ENTJ can be really unstructured when it comes to lesson delivery. They can shuttle back and forth between topics, and this can be confusing for some students, especially the slower ones. Another problem with the ENTJ teacher is that the ENTJ teacher does not have developed FE. So they are very unlikely to want to praise and encourage their students. In fact, it takes a lot of conscious effort for the ENTJ to remind himself or herself that they need to give students feedback. Luckily, the ENTJ has NI as their auxiliary function, and NI can double as a wildcard. So sometimes as I'm delivering my lessons, NI comes in to tell me that now it's time to encourage your students, and I do it very unemotionally. Because the ENTJ loves intellectual stimulation, the ENTJ teacher is very likely to prefer intelligent students, interactive students, or even inquisitive students who are willing to ask questions. It is also okay if the student challenges us. Personally, as an ENTJ, I really enjoy the process of knowledge sharing. So this knowledge sharing is very pure. So what it means is that when I want to share things, I don't hold back, like some experts do, because they want to charge. So in this sense, I have no commercial mindset. For me, education is just sharing what I know, and I usually just boom, give everything that I know. For me, education is just very innocent, generous sharing of whatever that I know. I do not hold back. If you do have an ENTJ teacher, I hope that after watching this video, you can appreciate your ENTJ teacher even more. Definitely, I hope you have also enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ and MBTI and psychology. Okay, I'm going to sign off now, and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!